everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kindred Pens. I am J.D. Crist, dystopian and gothic horror author, and
And I'm Gideon Drake, thriller, suspense, and horror author.
and we are both indie authors, which if you don't know what that means, independent authors, we get to do everything on our own. And we are doing this to try to maybe help out some other authors out there who may be working towards publishing their first book, or maybe they've already published a few times before and are looking for ways to help round out those rough edges. So today we are going to talk about what you do when you finish your first draft. And I think everybody has that excitement when you finally finish that first draft and you know it's all there and you want to rush and hit that publish button and get it out there and do all the things. But there are so many more steps between that and the finished product.
Absolutely.
The first thing that you're going to want to do is self edits. Read it. I highly, highly recommend listening to it because sometimes your eyes will fix things for you that your ears will catch. Do you do that too, Gideon?
Yes. I've tried reading it back before, and what I have found is the problem with reading it back is you physically read slower than what your mind can actually comprehend it at like 2 times speed, which is a lot faster than you can read. So one of the issues I have is when I'm reading is even though I'm reading it, my mind will still like wonder because it's trying to fill that gap. So whenever I'm listening to it back, I catch a lot of things that I might miss if I'm just reading.
I agree. And like it's easy to do, guys. I know even if you're just using like Word, there it'll read it back to you. You can set your speed to what helps you remain focused, and it'll help you catch a lot of things.
Yeah, and there's Word will read it back to you if you have a PDF. Even the PDF has a playback option. And then also there is some extensions that you can get for your browser that's free that will also read back to you too. That's typically what I use.
Lots of options, so definitely listen to it, okay? Because you don't want your brain filling in the things for you, and then when readers get it, those parts are still missing, so they're confused. And
Yeah, I know
then
for,
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I know for me, typically I will read through it about 2 or 3 times before it even goes to my editor. The first time I'm just looking at like higher level plot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time I go through, I'll be looking more for like grammar and line edit stuff before I send it to my editor just to save them some time.
And that's actually the next thing, guys, is you also want to have an editor who is not you, whether that be a friend, a family member, or if you choose to hire a professional. But I know those can be expensive. I've seen where one author was paying like $1,500 for an editor. But if
Yep.
you have a friend or a family member you can trust, I know both Gideon and I both have spouses that we trust to do it, and they
Yeah.
will quickly become your biggest fans. So win-win.
Yeah. It's always helpful to have somebody that'll give you honest feedback that's
Mhm.
not afraid of hurting your feelings. Mm.
Hence our spouses, because they ain't afraid of hurting our feelings. Okay.
Right. Mm.
And then even after you get that back and you make all the corrections and you think everything is right, now you have to format it so that it'll print in a book right. Because if you just upload a Word doc or a Google doc into something, it does not come out looking like a book at all.
No.
There are tools to help you do the measurements and stuff in a word processor if you need. I use AutoCrit that I can just put in the size I want the manuscript to be and it formats it for me. I believe Gideon uses a different one.
Yeah, I use Readsy. It's an online app. I do the same thing. I go in, I tell it what size book I want, and it'll automatically format it and download it in a PDF, which is what you'll need when you upload it for publishing anyway. And so it's already print ready.
And as far as formatting goes, the options out there, guys, the interior is the easy part to format. Then you have to dive into your cover. And if you can, I highly recommend a cover artist. I got one this time and I absolutely love it. Gideon spoiled. He's had one for all of his. But when
That's
it
my
comes
cheat code.
you're cheap. When it comes to formatting a cover, there are so many different variables. Like if you are only uploading it to Amazon, they have their own criteria for what size they want it, the bleed, everything like that. And then if you jump over to like Ingram Spark or Barnes and Noble, it's a whole new set of rules, even though you're asking it to put out the same product.
Yeah, I noticed that too, that the dimensions, like for the spine for Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
is different than the dimensions for the spine for Ingram. And the only thing I could think of is they must use a different type of paper
Yeah, I
or
know they have
something.
different paper options, and it always seems so weird to me because you're asking for the same thing, and when you get them and
Yeah.
hold them side by side, there can be a quality difference, but as far as size, they look the same.
Yeah, it's weird.
So that is something to keep in mind. And there are people on social media that will gladly help in any way they can. Even then, with formatting, guys, there are also people out there that do offer paid services for them to do it for you. It all depends on what you want to do, what you feel comfortable doing, and your budget. But no matter your budget, whether you have unlimited funds or like most of us, close to zero, there's an option out there to help you get your book formatted, believe me. But
Yeah.
even after you get it up, you want to order a proof copy. And I have an example of why, okay? Because I thought this cover looked great on the proof I got. But then when it came in the mail, you see how everything is kind of cut up. There's gold here, but nothing here. Yeah, it didn't come out right. So I had to go back in. But thankfully, I only ordered one copy. And then I could make the slight adjustments so that it came out correctly. You can also check the interior, make sure everything looks good. But proof copies are very important. I've seen a thing going around lately where people aren't getting a proof, and it scares the crud out of me. I know even with as much as Gideon and I have printed, he has a new one coming that he ordered a proof for.
Yep. I ordered one copy before I did any mass ordering just to make sure it looks good because there is a lot of detail in the covers. So I want to make sure that everything looks right whenever before I go and order a bunch more.
And guys, if you end up with one, your proof comes in, and if you get your proof from Amazon, it'll have a big thing across here that says not for resale and all that, but Ingram doesn't do that. So what I kind of look at it is yeah, I've got a copy now that is slightly misprinted on the cover, but I can use it for a giveaway. I can use it just at a discounted price as a misprint. It's still usable, but at least I don't have 500 of them that are all misprinted.
Exactly.
Just believe me, that worries. I've seen it so many times on social media now. I probably saw at least 5 videos today of I ordered 1,000 copies of my book, and they're all just slightly off on the print, and they're crying, and I'm like, oh dear. Did you get a proof? So it is an important step, and you do not want to skip that. But once you think you have all that together and you know that everything is how you want it, that's when you get into the non-writing portion of it. You've got to start your marketing. You've got to set your release date. ARC readers are an option if you're going to do those. There is so much going on. I personally don't set a release date until after I know the book is ready. That way I don't feel pressured and I don't rush things. How do you set your release days, Gideon?
A lot of times, it really depends. It kind of varies. The earliest that I will set a release date is for a minimum of 30 days uh, after I hit that upload button on everything. Because, worst case, if I'm going to do it that month, then it gives me time to get the proof in, it gives me time to order all of my copies to have in stock, so I have them in stock for the release date. And then it gives me 30 days to start kind of hyping up the book. And then if you're going to do ARC readers, then it gives you time to get it to the ARC readers so that they can read too. I've done as much as 2 months out before. Sometimes I'll schedule the release. Sometimes I'll schedule the release around a specific date. So, like if I'm going to have somebody do a book launch party, I'll find out what dates they have available, and then I'll schedule the release date around the time they have available to help do the book launches and stuff. So it kind of varies. If it's something that I want to get out kind of quick, it's a minimum of 30 days. That's the bare minimum. And then, like I said, sometimes 2 months. Um, I've seen some places where they recommend that you give yourself 3 months for marketing and stuff like that.
I think I failed on that one on every single
Yeah.
one of my.
Yeah, I've never done 3 months. 2 months, I think, is the longest that I have pushed one out. And that was just because I was trying to time it around a specific event or a specific date or something going on. But I would say probably 70 to 80% of the time, whenever I upload everything and it asks me when I want the release date to be, it'll be 30 days from the time that I upload everything.
Yeah, I agree. 30 days is about right. Because I can tell you guys, I've worked with ARC readers a lot. You want to give them at least 2 weeks to have a chance to read and review and all that. If you have no clue what an ARC reader is, it is people that you give an advanced reader copy to. Most indies I know choose to do an ebook because believe me, sending everybody who signs up a physical book is freaking insane as far as cost to you goes. I do not recommend it. Something else to kind of help you with marketing and ARC readers and all that fun stuff is something that I know both Giddy and I have recently started, and that is a street team. I know for me, my street team, they get points for making posts, helping push my content out, and they are also the only ones who get access to art copies so that I don't have to worry as much about somebody taking a free book and running because that will happen.
Yeah, I've got a really good group right now that pretty much anything that I post about any of my books, they share it out, repost it, put it on their stories, do all the stuff and help push it out. So they're really, really great.
Yeah, if you get people who are just as excited about your books to come out as you are, it's like having your own little army helping so that it's not all square on your shoulders.
Right.
And that's kind of leads into the next thing, guys. Before that release date, your worst enemy is step one marketing, step two marketing, step three marketing, whether it's
Mm.
videos, lives, flyers at your local library, whatever ways that are legal that you can think of to get your story out there, you've got to just consistently keep doing it.
Yeah, I would recommend at least the month leading up, at least 2 to 3 weeks before the book releases. And I don't do it as much as I should, but I'm trying to start doing a lot more now, is post probably about 2 to 3 videos a day, hyping up the book.
I've been struggling with that myself and you're going to struggle with it at times and that's okay as long as you realize, "Oh crap, I did it again." And try to get better.
Yeah, because I know with both of us, we are on live a lot.
I have been
And
doing better.
and so I'm always talking about the books. Even like right now, I'm working on one. I don't even have the first draft finished yet. I'm probably about 70% finished with the first draft. But every time I'm on live, I talk about the new book that I'm working on right now with people in the live now just to kind of help hype it up some.
I've seen that you are getting already a lot of attention ongoing. People asking, is it done yet? Is it done yet?
Yep. I've already got several people that wants it because I've read like little snippets and pieces of it on my live, and it kind of brings people in and gets them hooked on it, and then they're wanting it, so they're waiting for it to come out. So you know that as soon as it comes out, that you've got some, instant readers ready for it.
And that is always a good feeling. Always good. And
Yep.
guys, when it comes to lives, I know not everyone has the time to sit hours on here, but any opportunity you can get, even if it's just for 20 to 30 minutes at a time, jump on here and do it. I know before we filmed this episode, Gideon was packing some orders and I was just sitting here doing nothing. So I turned on a live until he was ready. I wasn't on long, but it was a nice opportunity to connect with some readers. There's little moments that you can find to get in there. So just gotta change your mindset and get to it. And then once you have done all of that, the marketing will continue forever. Once it starts, it never ends. Sorry, just doesn't
No.
end. But another thing that you can really help you with release days again is social media, whether that's hosting your own live on your chosen app, um, having a big influencer host a live for you for a release, a local bookstore. There are so many options to help get extra eyes on you that may not know about your work otherwise. And I know we've both done it. I'm going to Faded Pages bookstore on my release day, and Mr. Show Off over here, I'm gonna let him tell you about his.
Yeah, I used Faded Pages bookstore for my last book launch, and it was freaking phenomenal. So if you don't know who Faded Pages bookstore is or Mary the owner, make sure to look them up and give them a follow. She is absolutely fantastic. We had 120 sales on the book launch for my new book. That was pretty awesome.
And there are people like that all across social media. There's Mary. I have a friend on TikTok, Mama D. She'll do it. There's so many people that are willing to share their audience with you and help hype you up. Use that. Use that. Don't sit in a corner by yourself. Use that.
And if you come across people that do author spotlights and interviews and you're on social media, don't wait for them to come to you and ask you. Most of them have a link where you can go in and sign up for author spotlight, and then they'll schedule you. So anybody you see that's doing author spotlights, ask them how you can be included in one of their author spotlights, and take advantage of that, because every time you do, you're not just getting, so you've got your audience on your platform, on your page or whatever you're doing. But anytime you get a chance to go to somebody else's live and do an author spotlight with them, it's also giving you exposure to their audience as well. So it kind of helps give you a broader reach. And the more people that you can do that with, it's the more people that you can reach with your book and get some potential readers for your book as well.
Yes, I take every opportunity. I even host spotlights once a week. And I don't have a link, but guys, I both will schedule spotlights and have gotten myself spotlights by just DMing somebody and going, "Hey, how do I get on this? How does this work?"
Yeah.
You never know until you ask. So ask. Don't be ashamed. The days of the silent author who did not have to interact with people are long, long gone, guys. We've got to, especially as indie authors, be willing to put ourselves out there and reach out for those connections. So no shame in it.
Yeah. Unless you can win the lottery and end up with the big publishing company. But I know a few authors right now that I've talked to recently who are really, really good, and they've been querying trying to get an agent and been waiting for almost 6 months and still haven't got anything. So
And I've
it's
heard
a,
of authors waiting years and they're still
yeah,
waiting to hear back. I guess I
it's
just
like
don't
hitting
have
the
the patience
lottery.
for that process.
No, I don't either. Because it's like hitting a lottery. I was talking to an author the other day that was trying to get traditionally published, and they said they got several rejection letters and stuff. It's just not what they're looking for. And that's the whole thing is with these agents and publishers. They're looking for a specific writing style. They're looking for a specific story because they're trying to hit a very, very specific demographic. And if your story is out of that just a little bit, it's just like an instant rejection. They're looking for one specific thing, and you have to almost know exactly what they're looking for and write in a style that's exactly what they want. And that's just not typically how we work.
I want to write the story that's in my head. I write for me, and the fact that other people enjoy it is just a bonus. So yeah, I love having the creative freedom to write what I want to write when I want to write it. And those big publishing companies, their bottom line is all they're after is money. Period. And if they can't see how they can make millions off of your book, they're going to pass. And I've heard people say, they did all the research before they started writing to figure out the style, what themes, and everything they were looking for. But by the time they finished the book, the market had changed again. So their book
Yeah.
was still rejected. Those rejections hurt. I can't imagine getting email or letters telling me thanks, but no thanks, thanks, but no thanks. That
Yeah, I've seen people talk about they send out like 150 query letters and all of them get rejected. Or they get one or two that says change this, change this, change this, change this. And it's just by the time you get through changing everything, it's not even your story anymore.
yes. And stories are beautiful the way they are. I want to read the story that you saw in your head
Yeah.
because that is true to it. That's the story I want. Though I have at times worried about what's going on inside of Gideon's head, y'all. Just forewarning.
Don't feel bad. Sometimes I worry about what's going on in my head too.
If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm just going to tell you check out Realm of Illusions, okay? It was based off of a dream of his. I actually messaged him and went, "Are you okay?"
Are you okay?
So I thought for the last little bit it would be kind of fun to tell about each of our first books and how we released it. Because I know mine was a total train wreck. How did your first release go, Gideon?
Actually, my first book I wrote, I was not even planning on publishing. I just wanted to write something and have a copy of it in my hand just to say that I did it so I could be like, hey, look what I did. Uh, I mean, it was something that me and my daughter came up with, a storyline that me and my daughter came up with one day, sitting, waiting for her to get her ears pierced. And we was just tossing around ideas to write because she had been writing, she'd wrote several stories and a bunch of stuff. So I was like, I've been writing all these business journal articles and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'd like to get back into writing something creative again. It's been quite a few years since I've done anything. So I came up with the idea and I spent probably close to a year writing it because I wasn't writing it like several hours a day or whatever. If I had some spare time, I'd sit down and I'd start working on it. And the story changed a bunch. I'd have an idea and then I would kind of toss it around with the wife and the daughter and it'd be like, well, what if this happened? And then, oh yeah, yeah, that sounds good. So then I'd go in and change it and do that. And then when I got done, I had a copy of it. I had it finished and had already started writing. I almost had the second book done before I even decided to publish the first one because I was just like, I was worried, I thought it was pretty good and the wife and them thought it was pretty good, but then you get in your head, what if other people don't like it? And you don't really want to handle the rejection of somebody saying, oh, that sucks or something like that. So it sat on my laptop for several months after I'd finished And then I'd started, like I said, I'd started writing Realm of Illusions, and it was about done before I ever decided to go ahead and publish it. And then it did decent and fairly well. And so I was like, well, go ahead and try another one. And then the more you do it and you find that people actually like them, then kind of gives you the encouragement to go on. But yeah, that's kind of my experience with releasing and publishing my first one. This was never in any of my plans at all.
You didn't plan on becoming the man, the myth, the legend?
I did not. I didn't even plan on becoming the man.
It has just grown so much for you.
Yeah, I'd say over the last 4 years, it has definitely far surpassed anything that I ever had in mind.
Well, I, for one, am grateful that you pressed the publish button because I love your stories. Mine, guys, I hit publish on it through KDP, just keeping a promise to my dad. Not gonna even, I hit publish and then I probably didn't look at it for a year. I didn't look at reviews or anything. I just kind of put it out of my mind. And my family started asking for book two. Where was it? So I started working on book two, thought, I should go look and see what's going on with book one, maybe fix some things. And guys, there was reviews there. And now, mind you, I've done zero advertising, zero anything. I don't have any physical copies on me to even sell if I wanted to. So they're doing this all through Amazon. And I was like, all right, well, it doesn't mean anything. It's one book. So I went ahead and published a second one. But I kept an eye on it this time. And here came the reviews again. So I was like, all right, well, if I can do this, not trying, let's put some effort into this and do it the right way. And
Yep.
here I am, almost 8 books later.
Yep.
So, guys,
So
yeah,
it's fun times.
yeah,
Fun
nobody
times.
gets it perfect out of the gate. We all have our doubts, our fears. Just got to push through them.
And the thing, I think we both talked about this before too, is I feel like that every book that I write gets a little better than the one before.
I'm super proud of my newest one. Everybody keeps telling me that, well, this one or that one is their favorite. This one is the best I've written. You can tell how much my writing has grown. And yours just keep creeping me out more and more. So, yes.
That's a good thing.
I mean, I guess that's what we want out of a psychological thriller. So,
Yep. Wait till the next one.
oh dear. Maybe sleeping with the lights on again.
Oh, this one's not that top.
Yes, but the last one made me feel like, or not the last one, but one made me feel like I wasn't sitting alone in my house when I was alone in my.
You just thought you was. It wasn't. That book seems to haunt everybody when they read it. I don't know how many times I've had people say, I felt like I was the crazy one.
I know I'm crazy, but that book made me feel like I should have been in a straitjacket.
Stories that follow you home.
That is the perfect catchphrase for you. I love it. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this episode. If you have something you'd like to see us talk about in a future episode, drop it down in the comments, shoot us an email, tell us on social media. We're both on TikTok. We're there all the time. We love talking, especially about books. So please feel free to hit us up.
And if you want to check out our books as well, you can follow me and JD on social media, and you can find where to grab those. Uh, TikTok shop, our website, all the places. So, yeah, definitely check out our stuff as well. Reach out to us anytime you have any questions. We're always available.
We reach out to each other for questions, so don't be afraid to ask.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and go for now, but thank you so much for joining and can't wait to see you next till next time.
Have a good one.